That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can. You look like somebody who's 4,000 hours in CS.
What's that supposed to mean?
However you want to. How many hours do you have in Rocket League?
9,800.
So would you feel better if I said you look like somebody who has almost 10,000 hours in Rocket League?
I think I'm offended either way, to be honest.
Welcome to Who Is number 25, where I sit down with your favorite Rocket League content creators and pros so you can get to know them just a little bit better. Really quick, 86% of you aren't subscribed, and I'm trying to get to 10,000 subs by the end of the month. So if you could just subscribe really quick. Guys, hi. Welcome back to Who Is. We've been doing a lot of these lately. We are back with Jamaican Jamaican Coconut.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Yeah, I wish I'd been recording right beforehand because I was like, hey, long time no talk. And he was like, we literally played in a tournament last weekend together. But you know what? Like, time is relative.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, we did lose that, so if you wanted to block it out of your memory, I would understand.
Okay, but we did get second place.
Yeah, but like second is like first loser, you know what I mean? So, unlucky. It happens.
Unlucky.
Well, that's the other thing too, is like, okay, were you probably the worst player on our team? That could be argued. But it's like you were thrown into the jungle, you know? It's not, there was nothing you really could have done. It's not like you could have snapped your fingers and played like first killer.
All right. Guys, so you said you've never watched one of these before, and I'm going to choose not to get my feelings hurt there. And I'm going to choose that you will watch yours afterwards, and then maybe some of your favorites.
Okay.
But so the Who Is series is where I bring on content creators or pros, and we just kind of talk for like half an hour to 45 minutes. It starts with rapid fire questions, though. It's meant to get you loosened up. You're meant to not really think about them. You're just meant to like answer as quick as possible, like right off the top of your head. And we see where that goes, and then we go into deeper questions. You know what I mean? And elaborate a little bit more. But yeah, so that's all we do. So do you think you are nice and like loose and ready?
Yeah, as you were doing that rant, I realized my shoulders like tensed up like that, so I just relaxed them, and now we're good.
Well, it's so nice. So I just switched to like a new recording thing, and like we can actually see each other because like I can never see people's reactions when I'm doing this. I can never see what they're doing. So this is a whole new experience for me also. 5 years in the making, but okay. You ready?
Ready.
Best ice cream flavor.
Moose Tracks.
Moose Tracks is chocolate caramel vanilla.
It's like chocolate fudge with a little bit of peanut butter. Like they got like mini Reese's cups in there, and it's like it's vanilla with like chocolate fudge stripes, and then or maybe like chocolate mousse or something like that. Maybe that's why it's called Moose Tracks. And then little like Reese's kind of.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Like it reminds me of like Rocky Road. Maybe?
Not familiar
I've never
with
had
that one. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe that's a disconnect. Favorite animal.
Hammerhead shark.
Very specific.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It just looks cool. I don't know. It's a man with a purpose. You know, it looks unique.
Okay, that is man with purpose. I'll take that answer. All right, if you could go on one game show in the world, which one do you think you'd go on that you could win?
Wheel of Fortune.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Now I want to do a Rocket League Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, I mean, all those contestants, I'm just screaming at them at the TV. I mean, I don't really watch TV anymore, but back when I did, when I was like 11 years old with my parents, they put on Wheel of Fortune, and I remember just thinking, man, these people are dumb. I'm sure I'd choke as well, though, so I don't know.
I'm so sorry. I'm just picturing an 11-year-old sitting there being like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was playing Pokemon on my DS. I would look up, and I'd be like, this is the answer, dummy, and they just wouldn't get it.
Fair. Okay, so a lot of people probably ask you this, but I don't know the answer, so I'm going to ask you again. Where did the name Jamaican Coconut come from?
I literally made it when I was 8 years old. There was actually no backstory to it besides the fact that I was 8, and I was just trying to think of something that was like random and not cringe. So the first item I thought of was a coconut, and obviously on PS4 the name Coconut was taken. So I just said, well, where are coconuts from? They're from Jamaica. I became Jamaican Coconut. And then I just stuck with it. I mean, I didn't really ever feel the need to change it. I also never really thought that I would become a content creator. You know, now if I tell people in real life,
using it for like your branding.
Nah. So like people in real life, they'll ask me like, "Oh, what's your YouTube name?" And I gotta say, "Oh, it's Jamaican Coconut." And they're like, Okay, sure,
It
buddy.
makes it really fun when I'm looking for like PNGs for you because I did remember that we were in the tournament together, and like when I've been editing, I've been like looking for photos, and when I type it in, it's just like a coconut sitting on the beach with a straw in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Do you like sports? Like
Playing or watching?
professional,
Uh,
non-virtual.
I don't like watching sports unless I'm there
Okay.
in person. Like I went to
Okay.
Penn State, and I went to the football
I didn't
games
know you went
because,
to Penn State.
oh yeah, yeah, I graduated in December with a degree in cybersecurity. Um,
Like this December?
like 10 months ago, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So like I like going to sports events in person. I like being there with people, being in a large crowd.
Like
Uh,
tailgating, like vibes,
Tailgating,
like
yeah.
sitting in the crowd.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Penn State games all my parents go to, so I like hanging out with them every once in a while. In moderation, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I did not know you just graduated?
Mm-hmm. I'm 23.
It wasn't the age.
Yeah,
It was
well, a
the
lot of people think I'm really
I
old for
have
some
succumbed
reason.
to the fact that I'm older than all of you.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, 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 not like that. But I mean, I was gonna say, like, okay, the other day on stream, one of my mods who's 30, and his wife apparently heard that I was 23 years old, and she went, "Oh, he's 23? I thought he was our age." And I'm like, do I really look like I'm 30? Like, it's not that looking like you're 30 is a bad thing. I'm gonna say that for like 30 is young, okay? But these brain rotted kids, all right, not to get into a rant or anything like that with a simple rapid fire question, but these brain rotted kids, man, they see somebody that's like 18, and they're like, ugh, yikes, I'm
Oh, you
23.
don't
I
have
don't
to
think I look
tell
like I'm
me.
30.
You
Yeah,
don't have to tell me. Add being a woman on top of it, and then they're like, "Oh, so how old are you?" You know what I mean? And it's not a compliment or a flex or anything, but it's like sometimes people come in and they'll be like, "Oh, so you're like 20," because they always want to play the age guessing game when you won't like flat
right,
out answer them. And they're
right.
like, "Oh, so you're like 24 or 25," and I'm like, "Do I really look 24 or 25?" And they're like, "Well, no." And then I'm like, "So how old do you think I am?" And then they're like 40, and I'm like, "Do I look 40?"
Oh, that's a
And then they're like, well,
ban. That's a
no, but
ban
there's like no in
immediately.
yeah, I was like, there's like no in between. People come in and they're either like shocked that they're either like a little bit older or a little bit more mature, and then they're shocked that I'm so old. Or
Yeah,
they're really young and they come in and they're like, okay, grandma, what's a
yeah.
45-year-old doing on the sticks? Hang it up. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm already old, but thanks for making me feel like it because I'm the old. Well, I don't know anymore because I haven't kept up to date with like the new waves of content creators.
Hmm.
But I was the oldest, like female content creator in Rocket League for a while. And in the oldest anyway. Like you got like John Sandman and Sunless, and nobody
Sure.
tells them that they're fucking old. But then like they come in and they're like, why are you 32 years old and doing this?
Yeah.
That's a rant anyway, because like
It's
John's like
wild.
popping out children, like he's building his own army of
Hmm.
Rocket League players, and I have one, and they're like, well, why are you still gaming?
Yeah, it's wild. I don't know. The whole age thing, people just I don't know, the younger kids get access to the internet, the younger their perception of like how old people should be is going to be. And also, it's not like there's an age limit on content. I think you can make
No.
good content no matter how old you are.
Some of the absolute best content creators in the world are that way because they've been doing this for almost 20 years already. So,
Yeah.
like, everyone is irrelevant. And that, anyways, I wasn't
Yeah.
shocked at your age.
Okay.
I was shocked because one of my later tangents on here is how well you've been doing with content and streams and YouTube and all of that. And doing that while at school is insane.
Mhm.
That is why I was like,
I basically didn't have a social life for like 4 years, but it worked out, I guess. So
like you have the online social life that we all
yeah,
like
yeah,
tiptoe around.
yeah. I got people that I meet up with at majors if they decide to go, maybe 3 times a year. So there's that. But no, I mean, of course, I got my friends that I hang out with in Discord and chat with and stuff like that. So it's not like I was completely isolated in a dark room just editing YouTube shorts for 4 years.
No.
Yeah, I did have outlets, of course, friends.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go back on track.
Okay.
So like, so you don't watch competitive sports. So I'll just move on there. Can we expect any more Santa flexing photos in the future?
I don't know. Probably.
This one's for the
Like,
masses. This one's for the fans. This
yeah.
one.
I'm not gonna rule it out entirely. I haven't felt the biggest the past couple of years. Mostly just like, I don't know, if we're being real, I've just been having some really bad like acne issues. So I've pretty much kept covered up. Like even when I go to the gym, I'm wearing like oversized t-shirts, oversized hoodie and stuff because
Yeah.
I've been having some issues with that.
And it doesn't hit the same to flex in
No,
a
no.
t-shirt.
Yeah, well, honestly, sometimes it's like mysterious, Like you go to the gym, you're wearing a big t-shirt, people are like, "Damn, what's underneath there? What's he cooking?" You know? But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna rule it out. I mean, probably sometime in the future.
I need you to know that there's going to be in the middle of this a photo of you
All right.
flexing the whole time you say that.
I mean, I guess I put that out there, so feel free.
Well, on the risque picture sidebar, when are we bringing back the maid costume, or do we have
It's never happened.
another costume cooking?
Never happened. That was a one-time thing.
God, that had to have traumatized you, I think, because I think I messaged you because we were doing TikToks at Worlds and I was picking pros and creators to do them with, and there was that trend where the guys like shook their butt for a minute, and I like was like, oh, Coco, of course, and messaged you, and you were like, nah, you were like, I'm still getting flack from that maid costume.
Yeah. Well, also, I kind of realized that a lot of my audience is younger too. So while I think posting like a bodybuilding related picture isn't that weird, I realized like, okay, the other day I was at a Dairy Queen and the homecoming dance for the local high school just let out. And I saw a bunch of 14, 15, 16-year-olds in the Dairy Queen. And I was thinking, I was like,
those are the people who watch me.
those are the people who watch me. And so all of a sudden, throwing some ass for some gifted subs kind of started weirding me out. So, I kind of moved away from that, even if it is like as a joke. Like I was never shaking ass to, attract the ladies, right? But
you weren't peacocking.
No, I wasn't.
You were
I
shaking
wasn't.
ass to attract the.
I was trying to make people laugh. Honestly, that's all it really was. And I did have motion, but I had to cut the motion, it was too much. It was too much. So I just kind of moved away from that a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's fair. There's a lot of lines, and it just depends on knowing your audience, and you knew your audience.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things is like, once again, it doesn't make me feel too old. It just reminds me of the type, because I do have a lot of people who watch me that are around my age or late 20s, you know what I mean? Like they're adults and stuff. But ever so often I forget that the majority is still not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Until they come in and they're like, I'm graduating high school today. I've been watching you for 4 years. Can you believe that? And I'm like, I'm just thinking back to some of the things I'm saying on stream, and I'm like, oh my God, I was saying that to somebody who couldn't drive. I was saying that in front of somebody who couldn't drive. So yeah, I think it's just like knowing your audience, which you do, and you've done really well. Knowing your audience and like what works for them and what they want to see. What is your favorite game? Because you especially, I think last year, I haven't been like keeping up this year, but like especially around spooky seasons, you'll play other games with other people and other creators. What is your favorite game to play that isn't Rocket League currently? Not like favorite game of all time, just like current favorite game to play that isn't Rocket League.
That's hard to answer. I just finished playing a game called Expedition 33, which I love. It was one of the best games I've ever played, hands down. Best soundtrack I've ever had in a video game. Hopefully, unless GTA 6 goes crazy. But I think they would get robbed if they weren't Game of the Year. Best soundtrack of any game I've ever played. Craziest story of any game I've ever played, which actually makes sense too. And the game legitimately is fun to the point where like it's a turn-based game, but it's it's still interactive during the turns. So that game, I sunk like 50 hours into it. I've completed like maybe 2 or 3 single player games in my entire life. I've always hated them. It's just been so boring. I've never liked it. Expedition I was obsessed with. There was points where I was playing it in the morning before stream, and I'd have to message my Discord like, sorry guys, stream will be delayed by like 30 minutes. I got caught up playing Expedition again. My bad. Or like the RLCS vlog for Worlds. I put that out a month after Worlds after I got back from the trip because I was at a bachelor party one weekend, but also because I was playing Expedition 33, and I couldn't put it down.
No, that's what's great.
That game or CS. I'm a big CS guy. I have like 4,000 hours in CS.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can. You look like somebody who's 4,000 hours in CS.
What's that supposed to mean?
However you want to. How many hours do you have in Rocket League?
9,800.
So would you feel better if I said you look like somebody who has almost 10,000 hours in Rocket League?
I think I'm offended either way, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh my god. For some reason I thought you were newer into Rocket League. How long have you been playing Rocket League?
I started when the game came out in 2015, and
Okay.
then I got Grand Champ in 2016. I thought I beat the game, so I quit, and then I came back around COVID, so 2020.
I thought I beat the game.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've
I
ever...
got the highest rank in the game. What else am I supposed
Fair.
to do? You know, I
Fair.
didn't know that there was.
Then they introduced SSL, and you were like, "I'm here."
Well, I started playing a little bit before that because COVID happened. We were all inside, and I just didn't really have any other. I didn't have any way to use like. I'm a very competitive person, and there was no way to compete. Right? There was no sports going on. There was nothing. I was actually training for a bodybuilding competition at the time, and then COVID happened, and that got canceled. So I literally had nothing to do except sit around and play video games all day. So I started playing Rocket League again. Started getting pretty decent. Found out that Penn State had a team, so I started playing, trying to get better to get on the Penn State team, and it all kind of happened from there.
Did you get on the Penn State team?
Briefly. So
I was about to say I didn't know anything about collegiate Coco.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think it's hard to remember the exact timeline of it. I think freshman year I didn't play on the main team, and then I think sophomore and junior year I did play on the main team. Although sophomore year I played on the main team, and then I got like kinda kicked off of the main team like right before the last chance qualifier. And the guy who replaced me actually ended up going on with the team to make it to Worlds. So they put me on as a sub. So I have the tag for Worlds. As far as I'm concerned, in like 5 years when I tell this story, I'll tell them I was there. I'll tell them that I was the one that qualified for the tournament. And I won. Right? I was the MVP. Matter of fact. So yeah, that was sophomore year, and then junior year I played for the main team. And we did okay. I think we qualified for CRL, but towards the end of it, I think everybody was kind of just like sick of playing with each other. So the hours dropped. There were no scrims, and I don't really hold that against the guys at all. We could have been good. I think our highest placement was top 8, and we lost to Northwood in Game 7 back when they were just like the clear best team in the league. And now it's just all pros and stuff. I'm so glad I'm not in CRL anymore.
I was like, it makes sense, and I'm super proud because I always talk about like how it's crazy. You know, I mean, my brother-in-law is a retired pro. Like everyone I know is retired. You know what I mean? Like retired in some fashion. And I always think it's crazy that like they retire at such a young age. But I'm like, but they're so young, and you see so many of them doing it now that now they get to go to college.
Yeah.
Now you get to start like. All of that after living this life for so many years, having like, especially, you know, the very successful ones, you know, like having large earnings, having things saved up for you, like having all this experience already. And now you get to go to college and start all that over. So I think it's really cool. But then it makes sense that they are then joining their collegiate team. It's just funny because if you look back like 4 or 5 years ago, it was the opposite. People would play CRL, you know what I mean? And then they'd be like, well, if I do really good in CRL, now I think I'm going to try to go pro. You know what I mean? And so it is funny to see it kind of flip. What I don't think necessarily, there's still people who are like starting out in collegiate and then want to try to go pro. But yeah, like it's crazy to see. I don't envy any of them.
No,
not a chance. But I mean, it is a smart thing to do, especially if it will help you pay for your college education afterwards.
Yeah. And why not?
That's what it is, and why not? All right. Who do you have winning a Rocket League boxing match?
Just like
say it went through like a whole tournament, you know what I mean? Like say it went through a whole tournament. Anybody who wanted to could go in. Who do you have in that grand finals of the Rocket League boxing match, and who do you have winning?
Does it have to be people that are like well known?
No.
Or
you can introduce people to the masses here as if I have a million subscribers.
Whoops, you would solo every single person in the Rocket League community.
Absolutely. Also, everyone knows Whoops You.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know if you wanted like Arsenal or something like that. Like I
No.
mean, the streets know whoops you for sure,
Yeah,
but I don't know if the average, the average like musty fan knows whoops you. You know what I mean?
that's fair.
Yeah,
Good thing I don't have the average musty fan
that's true. It's
as
true.
my, or I'd have a lot more subscribers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he would absolutely body everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, then narrow it down. Then just like pro players,
Just pro
just pro players.
players.
I'm gonna do a tier list. Okay, the overall is Whoopsio. Now
Okay.
just pro players. They could be retired or not though, but like just pro players.
I think probably it would be like Monkey Moon versus First Killer in the grand finals. I think Monkey Moon would take it.
I could see that. That would be so funny. That'd be
Yeah.
so funny. Okay, and then knocking it down like mainstream content creators.
You know what? I think just based on like muscle mass, I think Chief Beef, dude, he blew up. He's jacked
You
now.
see during his subathon when he was like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
stop going to the gym, and he would just go into like this and do his workouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's shizzed. So yeah, I think he would win it.
But who
as
would he
far
be
as
against in the
second,
finals? Yeah. You?
maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of short. So I got like the reach
Low jabs.
disadvantage. Yeah, but like he
Yeah.
just knocked my head clean off. Maybe Tenacity. Maybe Tenacity versus Chief Beef grand finals. Chief Beef takes it by slim margin. Split decision.
Yeah, I could see that. I think I
Yeah.
could see that. All right. My next question was gonna be what got you into Rocket League in general, but you kind of answered that. What made you, so you've done a really good job with content, obviously, but you've
Thank you.
also done a really good job. Like you are very good at the game. Like you are top level at the game. Like you go out, try to go out for RLCS, or you go out for et cetera, et cetera, et cetera with it. At what point did you realize like, hey, I could be like top level in this? Like I am one of the best. I am capable of like going out for RLCS.
I don't know if I'm at that point yet, to be honest. I think it depends on what you think. I mean, so back in like 2020 when I started playing the game again, I just got Grand Champ, and then I got decently high up into Grand Champ in like threes. Then I started getting into six mans, and in six mans I realized that people care almost more about twos than ranked threes. So I started playing a bunch of twos, started playing a bunch of ones, got SSL in season 2, and started playing RLCS. But I'm not at the like even I think I got SSL maybe 6,000 hours ago of gameplay. And
Yeah.
I'm still not at the point where I'm like, "Oh, I could get a top 16. I could be a pro player. I could do this." Because as I'm getting better, pro players are also getting better.
Yep.
So it's not just me
Ceiling.
overall getting better. It's I need to get better faster than current pro players or bubble players like the 14-year-olds with 160 hours past 2 weeks. I need to get better faster than them somehow, which is not possible. Unless I get some sort of nirvana or second reawakening, I don't know if I'm gonna catch up. But to answer your question, I kind of just started playing with no real expectations. Like I found a couple of teams, I found some players that were willing to play and practice and do scrims and do replay reviews and stuff like that. And I kind of just bounced around teams. Now in the last couple of years, there were a couple of years where I didn't really care about RLCS. Like I would play it, but it would be a content run. I wouldn't do any scrims or anything like that. I would just play it with some guys, do the streams, have fun, record some videos. But recently, like last season, I decided I was gonna really, really take it seriously again because I started pushing up into like 2200 MMR, which is about 400 over SSL, about 300, 350 maybe over SSL. And once I got to that point, and I was getting into lobbies with pros, and I was actually like sometimes the difference maker where I was the reason why my team won. That was a feeling of, oh, maybe I'm not as far as I think I am. Still far, but maybe it's not impossible. So that's when I really like decided, okay, I'm gonna really, really give this thing a proper go. But also playing in CRL, I guess, gave me a lot of experience when it came to just being in a competitive environment, sticking with a team for the long term, playing against Northwood. I mean, I mentioned that series earlier. We took them to game 7 in a best of 7. and that was a team of 3 pro players at the time.
Mhm.
So when I realized that, I was like, oh, anything can really happen on the day in Rocket League when it comes down to it. And I realized that the more I play, because I'm already streaming 30 hours a week or something like that, just playing Rocket League, the more I play, and if I can find a decent team, I can make some damage. So that's kind of when I really started to take it seriously, I guess, or try to go pro. That's when
Yeah.
I started.
Well, yeah, my gauge was probably different because I'm sitting there and I'm like, I think you're at that level, but then I get what you mean because I also see people. I've watched these people grow and grow and grow and grow. You know what I mean? If you were to build, this is gonna be a two-parter. If you were going to build, so like if you thought you were at that point, if you thought, hey, I am ready right now to go pro, and you were, say you were ready to be that top 16, top 8 team or whatever. Who would be your dream team to team with?
Okay, so we're assuming that
You
I
are
could pick
top
any
8
players in the
level.
world. Top 8, major contending even. Well, I am under contract with Gen G. So honestly, like Magic Bear and Justin seem like vibes. I've talked to Rise before, because that's the roster, I believe, going into this split, but I don't know how he'd be as a teammate or whether or not he seems like a jolly old fella. And all right, so option 1, like Magic Bear and Justin, that seems like it'd be fun. But option 2, I mean, you got to just go with the current world champions, right? You got to go with. Now, I wonder, do you pick Atomic Daniel, Atomic Beast Mode Daniel? It's tough. It's tough to just pick 2 of them because that roster, especially, I feel like on any given day, one of them could be the best player in the world. I feel like Atomic has the best positioning. Beast Mode has crazy playmaking. Daniel just has crazy goal scoring ability. I'm gonna go Daniel Atomic. And that's no shade to Beast Mode. I think Beast Mode is an incredible player, obviously.
It's who you think you would play well with. It's who you think you could win this with.
I think I could facilitate, assuming that I'm a good player. I think I could facilitate like Beast Mode more so than I could be like Atomic or Daniel.
Fair. Right. Yeah. I think that would be a great team to watch. Switching over to a bit more like back to content and things like that. Especially I was going into this without realizing that you were doing all of this while also in college, which actually like adds a whole other level to it. But like I've watched you work your ass off for a couple of years now. I remember you coming to Rotterdam and doing jersey swaps with me in VIP. When you were with PK.
Yep.
And now you're on Gen G. Took my job.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
You really hit me with the jersey swap.
Yeah, no, I really took your word. I could probably get you on PK if you want. No, actually, I don't even think they exist anymore. No, I don't think they're I was
like, I think I'm doing that.
Oh, okay.
No, I meant the. Never mind. Okay. But you have I've watched you work your ass off for years, but I'd say so specifically like in the past year. You have grown everywhere. You were growing on TikTok beforehand, which was amazing. But like this last year, like from a year ago, like you were doing so well. You're blowing up on Twitch. You're blowing up on YouTube. You're on an amazing org. You're doing content here. You're traveling. You're doing main broadcast streams. Did you ever think so two-part. Did you ever think that this is where you would end up? Like, were you confident going into, or could you not imagine being here? And then second, what advice would you give to people getting into content now? Because we started at different times. I started when you only had to stream on Twitch, and it was great because I literally would just sit there at the computer for 16 hours a day streaming. You know what I mean? You kind of came in at like the precipice of how hard content is. Hi, kitty.
That's Orpheus. He's going down for a little nap.
But you kind of.
Oh. I no longer
Am I good?
hear you.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I think so.
You came in at like the precipice of what everyone says is the hardest time to do content. You came in when we're really, if you want to blow up, it really is streaming. It's being good at the game. It's doing YouTube. It's doing TikTok. It's doing Instagram. It's doing all of this. So like, did you ever think you'd get here? what do you think helped you, and what advice would you give to like a brand new content creator coming in to do the same thing as you? That's a lot. I know. I can.
No, it's okay. I don't know. It's hard to say. Did you ever think you would be here? I mean, I started making videos and making shorts. Like my journey was basically I was a decent player, like high grand champ or whatever back in 2021. And then I started posting clips, literally just clips of me scoring like double taps or flip resets or whatever on TikTok. And then one day I decided to post a funny video, and the funny video did numbers. And I was like, oh, yeah, I kind of enjoy posting funny videos. So I started posting funny shorts on TikTok. Then eventually started posting to YouTube Shorts once I had an audience on YouTube Shorts. I was streaming throughout this time, but I didn't really get viewers. So it was basically posting on TikTok, just clips, posting on TikTok, funny TikToks and skits, then posting on YouTube Shorts, streaming, and then posting long form YouTube videos, posting on Instagram Reels, posting on Facebook, amping up the streaming, amping up the YouTube videos, more shorts. So I always did it though, just because I loved it. Like I didn't do it on day one thinking one day this is gonna be my job. I did it because I liked doing it. And I think if you don't genuinely enjoy doing it, you shouldn't do it. I don't think
No.
content is for everybody. It's not some sort of get rich quick thing. Like I always tell people, it took me maybe 2 years, maybe 2.5 years before I even saw like $500 in a month. And, for a lot of people, if you don't love doing it, you are not going to make it to that 2.5 years. You are not going to be as motivated to learn how to edit videos properly, learn how to make videos that are following trends, learn how to stream in such a way that you're engaging with your audience and you're building a community. You have to love it. And if you don't love it, I would not advise people to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I specifically like that COVID boom that happened that blew content creators up, you know what I mean? Made Twitch huge, made YouTube huge because people were sitting at home. It also like gave this disillusion to so many people that like, oh my God, it's just an easy
mhm,
thing to do and an easy thing to make money. And I mean, like I've been very blessed over the years. It was very, rapid for me. I've been able to do this full time for 7 years almost.
mhm,
But you look at it and I have so many people come in and they're just like, and I love helping people who genuinely are like, hey, I love this. This is what I want to do. This is what, I'm really passionate about. And it's like, what's your advice? But I'll have people come in and they'll just be like, hey, I'm just trying to blow up on YouTube. What can I do there? And I'm like, do you like Rocket League? Do you like this? Do you like streaming? Do you like making content? And they're like, no, I just want they're like, I want to quit my job. And I'm like,
yeah,
no. And then the amount of people, and this is stood that it didn't matter if you were going in during the COVID boom, it didn't matter if you were going in, 10 years ago or if you're going in now. The amount of people who go in thinking like streaming is easy. And I'm not
mhm,
coming up here being like, well, I'm a streamer. My job is harder than
mhm,
a brain surgeon. I really hate those conversations
yeah, yeah,
on Twitter. Like when someone says streaming is hard, it's not because they're saying, or like streaming content is hard. They're not saying, oh, I'm smarter than the average or I work a
right,
different like level. It's just saying like you do this for years without a guarantee, like no matter at any point, you do this without a
yeah,
guaranteed income, without guaranteed views. Like you can have
mhm,
something hit 1 million views, and then 2 weeks later hit 500.
mhm.
It's
Well,
so tricky to navigate. And now I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemies trying to like break into it right now.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just I think people do it for the wrong reasons. They
mhm,
come in and they're just like you said, like you have to love it. You have to
yeah.
genuinely love this. You have to want this.
Yeah, well, I've always, with that whole debate, and we don't have to get into it, I've always said that there are downsides to streaming and content creation, just like any other job. Now, personally, I think I'm very blessed to do what I do. I like not having a boss. I like to be able to create my own schedule. And,
Hmm.
but genuinely, like, if I did not love doing content, I wouldn't do it. There's a lot of benefits. I love what I do. I am so blessed to be able to sit here in my pajamas and just work an entire day,
Oh, I know. I
just
love
being
I love shoulders
comfortable.
up.
Right, right. It's great. And there's a lot of things that I get to travel. I mean, how many 23-year-olds do you know that get to go to France and then in a couple of months go to wherever the next land is? I don't really know wherever that's going to be. and then and then France again, and then maybe even Copenhagen if they have creators out there. Like that would be cool as well.
I
So I
really
get to
hope they do.
travel.
I really
You
hope
know,
they do.
so it's there's a lot of cool opportunities. And I think when people say it's hard in the sense that any job is hard. You're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have days where the video that you worked really hard on didn't really do the best. But if you genuinely enjoy the process of making content and streaming and getting clips and editing those clips and posting the video, like there are videos where I will edit them at 11 p.m. and I'll be so excited to post that I can't wait to wake up the next morning and post it. I can't wait to wake up. I'll literally wake up at 9 a.m. and I'll be like, oh my gosh. And I'll post the video right on my phone.
See, you're
'cause I'm
still
so
better than me
excited.
because I'll do one in the middle of the night and I'll be like, I can just post it right now, right?
Yeah, no, I've learned my lesson on that one. Can't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's hard in the way that any job is hard, but it's not. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, my job sucks. I hate it, guys. Can we please get 30 gifted? You know, that's not me. So yeah. So my advice, I guess,
no, it's not. I love my
wrapping it
job,
all
guys.
up.
This job is amazing. Can I get 30 gifted?
Yeah, exactly. To wrap it all up though, with your question, I would say my advice is just if you love it, do it, and if you want to get better at it, you should. Let's say you want to get better at making shorts, just watch the people that come before you. I give the same advice for people trying to get good at Rocket. If you want to get good at Rocket League, first of all, you're going to need to practice. Second of all, if you want to practice well, if you want to practice efficiently, the best thing to do is watch players that are better than you and learn from them. So watch an Apparently Jack video in 1v1s and see, okay, when is he using boost? When is he not using boost? When is he going for a shot or controlling the ball? How is he switching up his kickoffs? You know, things like that. Then get into the game, practice a bunch in free play, get into ones, and try to think about what you learned during the Apparently Jack video. So those are the same concept there is the same way you're going to learn in content. It's the same way too, like with real sports, right? Say you want to learn how to dribble a soccer ball. You're not just going to go to a FIFA streamer and ask them, excuse me, what's the best advice for dribbling a soccer ball? Like, you're going to get out there and you're going to practice.
Yeah.
You know, you might watch a YouTube video, learn some things, but you're going to get out there and you're going to practice. And after dozens of hundreds of hours, you're going to learn how to dribble that soccer ball really damn well. Same thing with Rocket League, same thing with content. Content, I would say if you want to learn how to make good shorts, videos, live streams, etc., go to the top streamers in all of those categories and just consume content. If you want to learn how to make good TikToks, find the best person that makes Rocket League TikToks. Find the best person. Even you could watch somebody like Mr. Beast and you could see some of the concepts that he's using in his video. You know, how is he labeling the video? How is he setting expectations at the beginning? What's his first shot?
So what you're telling me is to get a loan of $15 million and put all Rocket League players on an island and make them do Rocket League IRL?
That's one way to look at it. I mean,
I know,
that's the same thing, though. That's the same thing. That's the same, like, logical fallacy, if you can call it that, as people who watch an Apparently Jack video and they go, oh, Apparently Jack knows how to double reset. I need to learn how to double reset to get out of Diamond 2. It doesn't work like that. You're focusing on the wrong things.
Don't even say Diamond. They're going to go, I need to double reset to get to Gold.
Yeah.
And then they're never going anywhere.
So, yes, I know you were just making a joke, but that is genuinely what some people will think. They'll think, oh, well, I don't have the budget to do what Mr. Beast does. But you don't have to. You don't have to have any sort of crazy budget if you can learn how he paces his short form videos, when the like what the caption is, what the first shot is, because you got to think in the first 3 seconds of making a short, if somebody swipes away, it's going to kill the video. So you have to literally, you're fighting against people just scrolling their finger like that. So you have to make the videos so interesting and so fast paced, or not even necessarily fast paced, but just interesting to the point where they want to stick around for the end of the video. You have to make them intrigued. And that's the biggest advice as far as like short form content. Long form, I'm still learning. Mostly the long form is the combination of the thumbnail plus the title to get people into the video.
Get people in.
The intro needs to reaffirm the expectation. So if you have a thumbnail that has like a Rocket League car in space, the intro should probably contain some sort of reference to that, if not the thumbnail directly. That'll make people think, oh, okay, I clicked on this video, now I'm getting what I came for, and they'll stick around. So that's like long form videos. Then live streams, to be honest, I don't know, throw ass for 50 gifted maybe. That'll probably help. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Post thirst traps and a Santa hat
sure,
sideways
yeah.
to
Yeah,
get
you
them
could
to
do
come
that.
and follow you.
Yeah, maybe. Who would do that? Don't put the image on screen right now. So, yeah, live streams as well. Live streams is really about building a community, and the short form content and the long form videos that you post will lead to that. It will
Yeah.
lead to more views on your live streams, the more views and exposure you get.
Yeah. I had to learn that, you know what I mean? Is because like I said, you know, for me, I never focused anywhere else. Like I started Who Is videos 5 years ago, and I did them, they were to grow YouTube. They still weren't to grow on Twitch. Because at the time, like, I got really lucky, you know what I mean? Streamed every day for 2 years in a row without a day off, and COVID happened 3 months into that. So
Yeah.
anything that I could have ever wanted it to be, it was that. And so you didn't have to be doing it. And to me, it was a waste of time to be posting elsewhere, because literally what I needed to do was to wake up, brush my teeth, and sit down at my computer and then go to bed.
Yeah.
Right afterwards and start it all over again. And you can't do that now. You do need to be posting elsewhere for like growth. You need to do that. It's the balance, because like I still need to be streaming a long time, because that's what my whole brand was built on. And when I don't, people are like, well, you're not live 12 hours. I expected you to be here, and like finding a time when like people could be there. You know what I mean? And so it's like you still want to be live and you still want to be engaging with your community. You know what I mean? But then like if you're actually looking to grow and not just be like content with where you are, you need to be posting on YouTube. You need to be posting on TikTok. You need to be doing all of those things. Who is your favorite content creator at the moment to like consume their content? It doesn't have to be Rocket League. It could be. It doesn't have to be.
That's a hard question. I don't really watch YouTube right now. Right now, I'm
YouTube,
kind of
TikTok, Twitch, and like your content could be.
no,
live
I don't watch.
streamers.
I don't watch anybody. I don't watch live streams. I don't watch YouTube videos. Like I watch shows. Like right now, I'm watching some anime shows.
Which
I just
anime?
finished Frieren.
I haven't watched that one.
It's okay.
I haven't
It's
watched
not as
anything
hyped
new in
up
like
as
the
it
past year and a
was.
half.
Yeah.
Of
No,
anime.
right now I'm just watching like shows and stuff, but I used to watch for like Rocket League content, I used to watch Appjack just because, and I still do on occasion. Just if I'm like playing real bad in twos, I'm like, all right, I need a reset. I'll watch Appjack's videos. And before that, I don't know, as far as general content, I really don't watch I don't watch YouTube. I'll watch like random videos here and there on my For You page or on my YouTube recommended feed, but nobody like really in particular. And then streams, I don't watch streams at all. I've maybe watched a total of like 10 hours of streams in my entire life, not including
Wow.
like esports events. Like esports events I'll watch if they're on Twitch, but I really don't consume live content. I don't know how people watch me, to be honest. It's not my kind of content, you know. It's not something I enjoy consuming, which made it hard when I was trying to learn how to be a better streamer, because I was trying to watch
Because you didn't want to
other
watch
people's.
anybody, but you were like, I
Yeah.
don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to know what people were doing to make a successful live stream, but I didn't.
And the first thing
really
you
wanna
found
watch
was
people.
shaking your ass?
Well, that was kind of just like an instinct thing, you know. That was
No,
just
I-
kind of buried deep into my DNA, I guess.
Well, the TV shows might have answered this next question, but I was going to say, how do you unwind from it all? You're editing, you're streaming, you're, you know, planning for things, you know, and all of that. You had schoolwork, you had that. You don't now, but like, what is your number one thing you do to like completely separate yourself from all of that?
Honestly, I don't really feel like I ever do. It's not something. It's not a part of my brain that I can turn off. Like as somebody that's self-employed, if I'm not working, I feel guilty. I could work a 12. I could wake up at 9 a.m. I could start editing shorts pretty much immediately with my morning coffee. After I'm done editing shorts, I could, you know, make an intro for a YouTube video, send that off to my editor, and then I could do a 5 hour long stream. After the stream, I could make more clips, message people, get things sorted, do merch, stuff like that. I could work for 12 hours till 9 p.m. As soon as 9 p.m. hits, I get off my PC, I'll watch some shows, have some ice cream, pet my cats, right? Whatever. And by the way, that's Ninja Creamy ice cream, high protein, low calories. Shout out to Ninja Creamy, by the way. Not paid, not sponsored. But
What flavor do you make in the Ninja Creamy? Just vanilla, or do
I
you
just have a
switch it
vanilla
up?
base, but I put in mint Oreos, so it's like kind of a minty vanilla. It's
Oh,
real good.
okay. Because like when you said earlier with the moose tracks, I was gonna like I decided not to judge you, but I was gonna be like, no, mint chocolate chip is the best ice cream, so that makes me feel better.
Mint chocolate chip's okay. It's not the best. I would say cotton candy number two. But anyways, back to the story. I don't really turn it off. You know, I'm always kind of thinking what are ideas that I should be making. Even if I've made like several TikToks in one day, several YouTube videos recorded, stream done, stuff like that, I'm still just on my phone, either scrolling on Twitter or looking up TikTok sounds, stuff like that I can follow trends. And again, I don't mean to make this sound like I'm some sort of a victim or something like that. I love my job. I love doing what I do, but I don't really get breaks. I think the last time I took a proper vacation was about a year and a half ago, and then before that it was like 3 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really get time off, but I love what I do, so I don't really need the time off, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always working, and you'll find it when you need it, when you're ready to take, the break or take the other stuff. It'll
Hmm.
be available. Well, I one last question, which I have had a tendency to be asking everybody. It's the stereotypical one, but like it's our life and it's our career and it's all of this. So I'm gonna wrap it up with this. How do you see the future of the game? How do you see the future of Rocket League?
I think it's only up. I'm an optimist, honestly. People love to really rag on the game, and I can understand both
It's likes.
perspectives. Yeah, well, it gets likes, but also I get it. You know, there hasn't really been a lot of communication between Epic and even the most viewed and the most influential content creators that you guys know, they're not really talking to us. Like they're not talking to anybody about anything that's going on at Rocket League. And to be honest, that kind of sucks. But for me, I've always thought it wouldn't make sense for Epic Games to purchase Rocket League just to run it into the ground. I think that some of the decisions they've made are pretty dumb. I don't agree with a lot of the decisions they've made, but I can recognize one, Rocket League is very much still alive. The player counts, as much as people want to say, "Oh, it's dead," it's not. It's not. The player counts are still actually pretty high. The view counts fluctuate as the year goes on. Like people are complaining right now about lower view counts. Well, school just started. People are getting back into college, midterm season. There's kids that are back in school for, the new year, stuff like that. So views are always kind of down around this time of the year anyways. And the way I see it, with them confirming Unreal Engine 5 about 3 years ago in a Reddit comment, an official dev said they are interested in upgrading the technology that moves Rocket League, including an upgrade to Unreal Engine 5. That is the exact comment, or very near the exact comment. I can't imagine that they would have had a project like that and just gave up entirely. I've always said that the lack of, really huge updates recently isn't an indicator that they don't care anymore. It's more of an indicator that their resources are being spent elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I truly do believe that. I would love if they said, I think it would put a lot of people's minds at ease if they just came out and they said, hey, we're working on this. We don't know how long it's going to take. It might take a while because they have to rebuild the entire physics engine, which is not easy. Especially, I don't even think they have the most people. So I try to see it from both sides. I can understand why people are upset. I know a lot of people didn't like that trading was removed. I know a lot of people see the lack of updates and the lack of communication and the DDoSing problem and the bot problem. Trust me, I've experienced all of those things. But I am very optimistic in the sense that I truly do believe that this game will continue to be around for a long time. There is nothing else that can scratch the itch that Rocket League can.
Nope.
And as long as Rocket League is around, and as long as I'm around, I'm hopefully going to be able to make content and continue to get people interested into the game. In general, I think the more content creators there are and the more good content there is being made about the game, the higher and higher the game will go in terms of popularity, in terms of player count, etc. So I'm going to keep on doing my job. Hopefully the people keep on supporting me as long as I continue to make good content. And I think this game's going to be around for a long time.
Me too, and I couldn't have said it better myself. I have always, agreed that yes, it can suck when you're not getting updates, but it's up to you for your content. And the biggest scene that people are talking about, and when people talk about changes, is mainly content, and that's on you. And you've done a really good job with it. And I think you are going to keep doing a really good job at it. And I've really enjoyed having you on today. This is actually the longest I've ever gone.
Oh.
I think in recent years. Yeah, I was like, we were talking about making this short, like very specifically, kept repeatedly saying this was going to be 30 minutes long.
That's all right. I canceled my stream today anyways, so it's no worries.
Yeah. Well, they'll miss you, but they'll be able to find you here. So, at the very end of this, I like giving the floor to you to say like any closing things that you want to say, and then tell people where to find you, where you want them to find you. So.
Hopefully online and not in person, because that'd be pretty creepy if they found me in person.
Find him online. Where would you like him to follow you to the grocery store? Follow him. Never mind.
I would say final closing thoughts. I mean, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It was a good conversation, very enlightening. I always like talking about content. It's something I'm very passionate about, obviously. I think that probably shows through the interview. So, yeah, thanks for having me on. It was fun. To everybody that watches, everybody that supports Rocket League in general, even if you guys don't like watching me, if you like watching somebody else, if somebody else is more your flavor. Although, to be fair, you probably didn't make it 50 minutes here if you didn't like watching me or Widow, right? And I just want to say thanks to everybody. I think my power just went out. Thanks to everybody that supports me. I appreciate it. Shout out the battery backups, by the way, because I can still see you, and I think we're all good.
Yeah.
But my power is currently out.
Yeah, and I heard the beeps.
Yeah, all good. Thanks to everybody that supports me. Thank you to everybody who shows up to the streams, everybody who supports Rocket League, everybody who supports me. Make sure to leave a like on the YouTube video. All right, of course. And if you want to find me, twitch.tv/Jamaican Coconut. My lights are flickering. They're struggling. Honestly, if you just look up Jamaican Coconut,
I'm so sorry you just lost
Google,
power, and I hope everything's okay, but I'm so glad that it was now.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I got battery backups for all this. We got 15 minutes left on the battery, 14 minutes left on the battery backup.
All right, I'll
wrap it up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all in the next Who Is with special guest, Kai Cenat.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching. I love you. You are the best. I'm posting these daily. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.
Peace.